This medal hanger was my birthday present last year. It reads, "Powered by plants, a record of Dan's most amazing achievements, 100 by 100, in recognition of the fact that I want to do 100 ultramarathons before my 100th birthday." I tried to run in my 40s, and it was painful for my knees. I couldn't keep it up, so after 6 weeks I gave it up and bought a bike. Fast forward to the early 2000s, when I gave up meat to avoid mad cow disease, and over 2 years I gave up all the dairy, eggs, etc., and became vegan. And my fingers, which have been getting more and more gnarled each year, that I can't make a fist. It was painful to shake hands, change gear, everything was painful. The pain disappeared, the arthritis went away. I don't have arthritis anymore. We're 7 with that hand, and then always do one more with my left, because my left's weaker than my right. I didn't think about running until my 5-year-old grandson, is now 9. We used to chase each other around this dining room table, made a game of it, and he'd keep it up for ages, and I was running after him. And I thought, hang on, my knees are not hurting. So when lockdown came, I had a couple of friends who did park run, and I thought I'd like to join them, but I didn't want to disgrace myself. I wanted to do a bit of practice beforehand. So I did a 20-yard track in my back garden, and ran around that for 6 months. And by the end of June, I felt confident enough to do 10K every day for 10 days to raise money for Dean Farm Sanctuary. I thought I would get more tired as the week went on, but the reverse happened. I became stronger, and I ended up doing 110K in the 10 days. And then I thought I wanted to keep that level of fitness, so I asked on the Athletics Vegan page on Facebook, and somebody suggested I look at ultramarathons. My name is Paul Yude. I'm an 85-year-old vegan ultramarathoner who's active on behalf of the animals. Well, my ultimate goal is animal freedom. People use the word compassionate, but I prefer the word respect. We should respect the life of an animal. I hate unfairness and injustice. So I feel that if I can do anything, if I can move a little bit to help the animals, that keeps me going. The first ultramarathon I saw was the one from Minehead to Dawlish. I looked at it and I was hooked instantly. I just saw the pitch, I thought, I'm going to do that. And I persuaded my son to come and join me. It was a year later, in July 2021, I started off from Minehead to Dawlish. We climbed up Dunkery Beacon in the most appalling freezing weather. It was absolutely chucking it down. The wind was whipping across. It was brutal. And you're climbing up this muddy, stony track. I remember saying to Ben, you know what, Ben, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. I just felt so alive. The Southwest Coast to Coast, that's the first one I did. That got me into it. Once I did this, and I wanted to do more and more. I just became addicted. The hardest one to win was this Jurassic Coast, without a doubt. It was really tough going up and down those hills. So this one here, the odd-shaped one, Kilimanjaro, that was 50K over the Chilterns. The Lapland Challenge, that was just 250K between November and December last year, just a simulation, a virtual one. Also I got the Thames Path, that was another good one. So I got 61K along that before I fell over and banged my head on the path and had to pull out. But they all mean something, these, and I've only got 8 so far, but I intend to have 100 of these before I'm finished. I'm not running at the moment because I broke my leg last year. I went down in a screaming heap, and I could feel the ligaments going across the top of my knee. So the ligaments take about 18 months to heal, so I'm hoping that by the summer they might be back to normal again. For myself personally, my ultimate goal is to remain as healthy as I am now, and bear in mind I'm living my best life, I'm on no meds, and I want to keep going as long as I can until I just don't wake up one morning. I mean, it's a bit of a mixture in 2023. It started off with the ultra around the Isle of Wight, 106k over 2 days, and that was absolutely wonderful. And then, of course, later on I got the cellulitis, and then followed by the COVID. I had to cancel 2 of my other ultras last year, so that, you know, that was a bit of a downer. I'm hoping 2024 is going to be a bit better in that regard. The Easter Ultra is 50k, 30 miles, which I've done several times before. I feel fairly confident about it, well, very confident really. When you get there, you're surrounded by hundreds of like-minded people, all wanting to do the same as you, and then he opens the floodgates and you're off, and it's just exhilarating. It really is. The whole ethos of the ultras is cooperative. I wondered for a while, why are there such nice people? And then you realise that 99% of people who do these sort of things do it for charity, to raise money for a good cause. So they're good-hearted people anyway. So it's a self-selected nice group of people. I've got this ambition to do 100 ultramarathons by my 100th birthday. If I do 3 real ones and 3 virtual ones every year, that'll carry me through to 100 by my 100th birthday. How are you? Thank you. Hiya. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. At the halfway stop, just spent half an hour here filling up food, drinks, and now we got another 25k to go, and we're feeling good.
How are you?
I'm extremely good, thanks. Never better. I get to a rest stop and I'm always feeling fairly fit. Here I am, I'm in my 80s, I'm doing ultras, but I can also do 25 press-ups at every rest stop. Just emphasises the point that we can be fit and active as a vegan. If you're never uncomfortable, you never step out of your comfort zone, you never know what you can do. I want to show what a vegan can do. I want to be fit and healthy into old age as a vegan, should I ever get there. 86.
Do you know what? Well done.
Thank you very much.
I couldn't even do that, and I'm half your age doing those.
We can all do more than we think we can. I found out, yeah. Yeah, see you again, no doubt. I'd say it's as simple as putting one foot in front of the other. And if you've got the mindset to do it, then you'll do it. If you think you can't do it, then you won't. If you think you can do it, then you can. And it's just plodding on, just keep on going.
He's 21 years old, this guy, don't be fooled. Awesome effort once again, congratulations across the finish line.
Thank you.
Your medal.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh, thank you, Joe. Thank you very much. The only time I ever have Prosecco is at the end of one of these events. We've just travelled 50k over some pretty muddy terrain. We've been carried through by Ian and Joe, and we've just enjoyed the whole experience. I do this because I want to, first of all, fundraise for Viva, the animal charity, who does a lot of good for the animals. But I also want to do it to show people you can be fit and healthy into old age. I'm just having a ball, I really am. When I go running, when I do the ultras, it's for the animals. All my training's for the animals, the actual ultras are for the animals. Everything I do really is for the animals. This is why I do what I do. Yeah, for these moments. It's just worth everything. You owe a good scratch, mate. Yeah, it does make me happy. Yeah, it makes me very content. Is that the word? Yeah. I'm just going to give see if these sheep will take a biscuit off me. I've heard they like ginger biscuits, so let's see. Hello? Do you want a biscuit, mate? No? Biscuit? I'm not doing very well here, am I? How about you two? Fancy a biscuit? No? I was a big meat eater, a big cheese eater, and I started looking at the dairy industry, and I didn't like what I saw. First of all, I gave up cow's milk cheese, and I started eating goat's cheese, and then I found out what happened to goats, so I started eating sheep's cheese, and then I found out what happened to sheep, and then I just gave it all up. And at the same time, I think there was a documentary on Channel 4 about male chicks being killed at birth. So I thought, well, I don't want to be a part of that. So I just became vegan. Well, I became plant-based. I didn't become vegan, really, until I became an animal rights activist. That's when I gave up my leather wallet and my leather belt and my leather shoes. But I hadn't thought of it until then. Although I did have a long-running argument with Teresa, my wife, about she wanted a leather sofa. And there's no way I was going to have a leather sofa. It took about 5 years to resolve that. We got a faux leather suite in the end. That was before I went vegan, actually, yeah. And before I went really vegan, I mean. This is a story of Boris the pig. About May, or it might have been June last year, I was alerted to the fact that this pig had been raised by the school and they were going to send it to slaughter as a way of teaching the youngsters this is what happens in animal agriculture. But the kids had become fond of it. They used to pet Boris, and they were gutted, devastated to find out he was going to be taken away to be slaughtered. So I put the word out, and one guy came forward and he offered 500 quid to the school if it wouldn't send him to slaughter. And Boris was saved, and now he's living his best life up in a sanctuary up in Yorkshire somewhere. So I'm quite proud of that. And then I think Viva, on the strength of that, they've now got a campaign for schools not to do that sort of thing, to cease and desist, because the animals are not ours to use. What we're doing to the animals is just incredibly, heartbreakingly cruel. It doesn't bear to think about it, so I try not to, but the only time I ever look at any animal cruelty videos is when I'm outreaching. I never look at them at home or any other time. You have to when you're showing people what goes on in the animal exploitation world. I'm in Exeter to do a street demonstration with We the Free. We're going to show 3-minute videos to people. They can have a prize at the end of it. If they see the film, we can have a chat about what they've seen. 3 minutes, that's all we're asking. I'm hoping to attract people to see this 3-minute video and hoping to persuade them that what we do to animals is wrong and we shouldn't be doing it to animals. Animals are here with us, not for us. I ask people, are you against unnecessary cruelty? Everybody's against unnecessary cruelty, but they all agree that they can live without consuming animals. So by the definition, if you're eating animals, you're participating in unnecessary cruelty. There's a young man here who wants to find out what's going on. Once they've seen it and they come away, we ask them how did they feel about it while they were watching that. When you say it makes you feel bad, what is it about it that makes you feel bad? So we asked them to look into it specifically as to how they felt and why they felt that way. Okay, no worries, guys. 3 minutes, that's all we're asking. Okay? Yeah, I think it's gone very well. I think we had lots of interactions with the public. Lots of people saw the video and were suitably surprised, really, by the amount of cruelty that takes place in the animal industry. And we sowed a few seeds today, I think. And a lot of people are going to take some interest in what they eat in future, I feel sure. Going back to the Thames Path this year is unfinished business. I really want to do that 100. I've always felt able to do that next step. And if I can keep doing that next step, then I should get to the end of, the 100K.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Let's get you checked in.
Yeah, sure.
Massive well done.
Thank you.
Come down this way.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, mate.
Come on in.
Amazing.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, mate. We did 16K to the first rest stop. We spent about 25 minutes there. And then we just carried on, and here we are at 28K at the second rest stop. Had some lunch and feeling all ready to get on with the next leg.
You know the score.
I do indeed.
50%, halfway there.
We're nearly we're just over halfway.
Medical, food, all down the lane of pain, just down there. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you, Dave. The first time I did the Thames Ultra, we tried to hurry a little bit along in the dark, and that's when I tripped over this route and fell over and banged my head on the path. So I got to 61K and retired there.
The final and probably most important thing is the whole of the rest of the route has tree roots. This next section particularly. Please be careful, they'll either trip you or they'll slide you or whatever, but look after each other, take care, and enjoy it above all.
I've never walked through the night before, so that's going to be a new experience. But I've got two good companions, Joe and Ian, and between the three of us, I'm sure we can do it. Well, I'm very pleased that I got through the 58K mark when I fell over last time. We started at 7:30 this morning, so it's now 11, and I don't know what time we're going to get there, to be honest. But I'm keeping going. I'm going at my pace, and Joe and Ian are being very accommodating. He's looking after me. And I feel confident that we'll do this. I haven't come all this way just to come all this way. Where am I?
We're at a road called Lock Avenue.
There was this hard compacted earth and stones for the trail, and one rock stuck up a bit more from the trail, and I just hit it with my foot and went down. And I crashed into under my face. What an idiot. They want me to get checked up by a medic, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to go back to the rest stop and get it checked out. And then Ben's coming to pick me up and take me back to Taunton. And yeah, that's the end of my attempt at 100K. I think I can forget that now.
Medics are inside, aren't they? Yes. Yeah.
I've got to get out and do stuff, yeah. I've got to get 100 ultras before my 100th birthday. That's it.
How are you doing, Paul?
I'm feeling really good. It took a couple of days. Initially I was pretty stiff and achy, but that faded away after a couple of days. I felt really almost back to normal again. On this level straight stretch for about 8k, I was leaning forward, looking down, and I always felt as if I was walking downhill. That was the overwhelming feeling I got. My pace was picking up, and I didn't want it to pick up. I wanted it to stay at a steady pace. And then it hit this rock, and down I went, and hit my head on the trail. Everybody else comes out of that ultra with one souvenir. I've got 3. I've got 2 lovely black eyes and a medal. Yeah, I'll hang it up here. That's 20 medals now I got. So that's well on my way to 100 by my 100th birthday. 3 virtual ultras and 3 actual events a year. That's 6 a year. If I do that for the next 13 years, that should be roughly near 100, and I'm well on course for that. I do it for the animals, and I want to do as much as I can for the animals. That's my main impetus, my main goal. I'd like to see a world without cruelty. Every day I wake up, I want to increase the amount of well-being in the world. And that could be done overnight if everybody went vegan. I'm as healthy as I've ever been, I'm as fit as I've ever been, and I am living my best life. And I get to do what I want to do. I get to walk my ultras, and I'm working on behalf of the animals, and I'm just enjoying life. And life's an adventure. And I keep going out for these adventures, these ultras and that, and I just love it, the whole thing.